Alrighty guys, welcome to another comprehensive Magic the Gathering Arena draft video. I just finished drafting a boring red-white Boros deck, so I think I just want to give another spin for Kaldheim and finally draft a snow deck for once. So let's give it another spin. And I'll definitely lean towards snow if I can, given how fun it is, and of course there's always the green multicolor stuff as well. So if there's a pack one pick one Path to the World Tree, I guess I'll just take it over Dwarven Hammer. So, yep. Or if I draft Giants, haven't had Giants video either, or Elves. Maybe I can try Elves. So I can maybe try a tier 2 archetype and maybe get there, we'll see. Alright, let's see, pack one, pick one. What do we have to find pleasure of opening today? Alright, I can maybe play it outside of red-white. What else is there? Kaya's Onslaught, Fine Combat Trick, Elven Bow is pretty good. At common, Bounding Gold and Bergstrider are both excellent. Same with Feet the Serpent. But I would probably take Bergstrider over Feet the Serpent. And given how powerful red-white is in this set, some people actually prefer Bounding Gold over Bergstrider now. But Bergy Boy is also quite awesome. Elven Bow also quite good too. Maybe I would take Elven Bow over both of these, who knows, in the pack one pick one, since it's just a good equipment and it just puts me in green, which can do the whole multicolor shenanigans thing. But yeah, given how this format evolves, some people, the correct pick might actually be Bound in Gold over these two other cards if it wasn't for Dragonkin Berserker, but alright, let's make some dragons. If we can pick up some changelings in the red-green deck, this can be kind of awesome. Could just take a random Frostbite. There's also Blessing of the Frost. Blessing is actually pretty tempting too. I did state I wanted to draft a snow deck this time around, so it might just be the pick here, and this card is definitely really strong if you can pull it off. So don't sleep on this, and probably the best card out of this pack anyways. Lijar Glaive Warrior does count as a changeling, but she's been very underwhelming, just too expensive to activate, too slow, and it's also put you off a tapper, a creature to block with, so against the red aggressive decks, this is not very good. At common, Frostbite and Goldvein pick are both pretty good. I think the right pick after the Dragonkin Berserker could actually be the Goldvein pick here. But given that these cards are at common, and I did state I wanted to draft a snow deck this time, I think I just take the Blessing of the Frost, a much more high-risk, high-reward pick. Not necessarily going to fit in the same archetype as the red-green deck, but can actually be serviceable if we pick up more snow mana. So let's try the Blessing. Doomscar Titan. There's a Changeling for the red-green deck if we want to help enable Squash. There's also the World Tree, which is fine, but the fact I do like this card because if you get to 6 lands, you can just play any color. But honestly, it's not that great since it doesn't count as a snow land for the Blessing of the Frost. So it's probably just a boring Doomscar Titan here after the Dragonkin Berserker, so I might have missed out on the Goldvein pick or one of the Frostbites. Also Battlefield Raptor in this pack. Yeah, I think the Doomscar Titan is too good with a Dragonkin Berserker, so again, I can still end up in another type of red deck. This package just sucks. Guess I'll just take a random Glittering Frost if I just end up red-green. It's kind of strange because our red cards want to be aggressive, but the green cards want to be controlling and rampy, so it might not work out. But I don't feel like I'm missing out on much with this pack. Like Emberstern Raider is pretty filler, same with Raider's Carve. There's a Snow-Covered Plains. At least the Glittering Frost can give me some options if red is cut off, and I just need to draft a snow deck. So I think I'll take the Glittering Frost here. Elven Bow, pretty late, okay. I do like this card a lot. There's also Run Amok, Behold the Multiverse, but I would take Behold over both of these. If I knew I was a straight red aggro, I would take Run Amok, but I guess it's time for us to maybe just draft a nice red-green beatdown deck then, and we can just take the Elven Bow. I don't think I want to move into another color here with Behold the Multiverse. Otherwise, we would just lean towards blue blue-green Snow, Splashing Dragonkin Berserker, or Doomsguard Titan, but Elven Bow keeps us in green. So yeah, maybe just end up red-green beatdown, and I'm totally fine with that. There's a Priest of the Haunted Edge. There's also Snowland. There's also Mask Vandal, which can be quite nice too. It's a much more whatchamacallit. It's a much more what do you call it? A narrow card, since it can, because it's not always going to be effective in every matchup. But this is still a fine changeling to play in a red-green deck. If you pick up multiple squashes, you can help enable it. So I'm down to take the Mask Vandal. Wow, Path to the World Tree and Horizon Seeker. Okay, I think we're doing it. Yeah, I think I like this. We can just be red-green multicolor with a bit of a snow theme going on, and then we can just draft a bunch of snow lands and activate Path on turn 7 to Cruel Ultimatum the opponent. There's also Horizon Seeker, but it's not as exciting or powerful as Path to the World Tree, so it's going to be the pick here. Otherwise, Horizon Seeker would be nice too, but Path is Path. Another Doomscar Titan. I don't think I need a second Doomscar Titan. There's also Priest, and also the Cinderheart Giant is a good curve topper to ramp into. But I think the Snowland is just a little bit more important, given that I have a Blessing of the Frost in this type of deck. That's going to go on. And it's a pretty late snow-covered forest, so it's a good sign the snow deck is actually open. Multiple Doomscar Titans can be kind of awkward, given that they're really expensive, and they're best in the red deck. This could be a good creature to ramp into, but the Snowland is just too important, especially in the green deck, so let's just take the snow-covered forest. And, ooh, Guardian Gladewalker looks good, since if we do pick up multiple squashes, we can enable those squashes, and that's perfect, so red-green looks awesome. Craven Hulk, Grizzly Outrider, or I can just take a snow-covered plains, and that can be quite nice, especially now that we have, again, Path to search up a white snow and Glittering Frost as a snow payoff card. Red doesn't care too much about snow, but again, we can have a bit of a snow theme, and then Ice High Trolls that we pick up get better. Otherwise, Craven Hulk, Outrider are fine curve toppers, but I think the Snowland is more unique. And then we'll just take another Guardian Gladewalker. Could consider splashing this if we pick up some Sagas in white, but the Guardian Gladewalker is a good 2-drop. And then, do I just take the Frost Peak Yeti here? I mean, if I need another snow payoff, it can be okay. If I just end up like maybe blue-green snow, it can be a fine like evasive win condition, so we'll consider it. 3 seasons, pretty late. I don't think I need another snow-covered plains, but 3 seasons could be a thing if I end up blue-green snow splashing red. Like maybe I just splash for the Dragonkin, ditch the Doomscar Titan, so I guess there's still a possibility I just end up in a blue-green snow deck. And maybe Pilfering Hawk can make the cut. Okay, so it seems like a solid start. We're definitely going to be base green snow, but yeah, hopefully we end up picking up some good playables next pack. The Fumarole is quite awesome, and especially in the snow deck, just giving us the extra mana could be great. It's a worse Demon Bolt, of course, because double red is not the easiest to cast, but still going to be overperform in these snow decks, so I might just take it here, and maybe just go red-green snow. Like, this is one of the rare red cards that actually care about snow along with Frostbite. Alternatively, Horizon Seeker and Recluse are fine, but they're only okay. Could also consider Snow-Covered Swamp, but we were starting out red-green already, so could just speculate on the Fumarole anyways, and hopefully I can pick up some of these other cards later. And Svella, okay. Alright, I'm fine being red-green based, and the fact that this also makes snow mana is quite awesome. There's also another Path to the World Tree, which could actually wheel. I think Svella is just such a high pick that we have to take it here. And then we can just be base red-green snow, which is kind of awesome. So yeah, I don't mind Svella. I mean, I could also still be blue-green snow and splashing red still, but if you can curve out with Swella, it's pretty awesome. She's a good blocker, and then she can just make a bunch of mana lifts. Late game, you can just use them as mana sinks to overwhelm the opponent with. And there's a chance we end up wheeling Path to the World Tree, since I saw it pretty late in the last pack. Shimmerdrift Veil is also awesome, but not going to take it over Svella here. No way, I think that's incorrect. Ooh, Bergstrider. Okay, we can splash blue, or just, again, be base blue-green, so we're kind of going to be this sort of teamer snow deck, and that can be kind of fun. Shepherd of Heroes, Cosmos, I mean, is also a card I wouldn't mind attempting to splash for, since it can get back Path to the World Tree, and other 2 mana permanents, but just better off in an aggressive white deck anyways. We just want to take our snow payoff cards like Bergie Boy, and he's quite good. So definitely gonna try to tap the splash from him. And Sarrof Realm Eater. I mean, yeah, he's the best card out of this pack. There's always the Sulphurous Mire, another Glittering Frost, but we're not taking over Sarrof. So we're gonna splash for black and blue, and maybe red as well. So basically, we're just gonna be the rainbow deck, which I'm quite fond of. Sculptor Winter, pretty good Glittering Frost. There's also Ravenous Lintworm as a powerful curve topper and a finisher. And it could actually be the pick here, but maybe I have enough late game win conditions like Bergstrider Path, Doomscar Titan, and Sarof that I don't really need to focus on the Ravenous Lintworm. So maybe just taking the Snowland is a lot more important. Or maybe I just take the Sculptor for ramp. You know what? I think the snow-covered forests are usually in high demand, so I think I'll take the snow-covered forest here. And that makes sense. Wow, double blessing of the frost. Okay, we're definitely committed. This is going to be an insane deck, guys. Trust me, and I'll just take a random snowland here. Hellstorm Valkyrie could also be quite playable in this deck as well, since it's another good snow payoff card. But I think I'd rather just take the snowland for now. Although it's not a very good one, and we just don't have any ways to search up snowlands in the first place. I mean, it can still be fine since it can tap for white or black for the Realm Eater or to activate Path to the World Tree, so I think I take the snow-covered Sinkhole. And then Priest can be nice. There's also Frostbite. If we're base red-green, I guess that's better than the Priest since it's a little bit of a much more difficult splash to enable. So Frostbite looks good here. I think I like the Frostbite. And the Snow-Covered Swamp for Sarof can be pretty awesome. All these cards are whatever. There's another Pilfering Hawk. There's a Bind the Monster. Herald. In case I end up base blue-green, I guess I'll just take a Bind. Herald is not going to be exciting in this deck outside of getting like a 2/2 Changeling. So, but I think we're a base red-green. I don't like this card, but maybe I end up splashing God's Hall Guardian, or if I pick up more white cards to splash, it could be okay, but maybe fine with just one Snow-Covered Plains, and wow, another Glittering Frost late too, so definitely going to pick up those Sculptors of Winters, and wow, even Ravenous Lintworm. This card is incredible, and I can actually consider splashing Master Skull now with the extra Snow-Covered Plains to fetch back Path to the World Tree eventually, but for now, the Lintworm is a nice 6-drop for the deck, and he's pretty awesome, so green is definitely wide open. Now I can take the Path to the World Tree. I mean, the World Tree. Actually, Shimmerdrift Veil could just be better, actually. Like, I know this can fix for any mana, but this counts as a Snowland, which is more important. There's also Giant's Amulet, Glittering Frost, and the Volatile Fjorge. But I think we'll get the 5-color Snow that I don't need to take the Path, the World Tree here, which is a fine land, but still comes in tapped, and I'd rather just... And if I'm going to play a tap land, I want it to be a Snowland. So Shimmerdrift Veil is perfect here. Blizzard Brawl is also perfect as a great fight spell in a heavy snow deck. There's also a Woodland Chasm for Sarof. Priest, Snakeskin Veil, but Blizzard Brawl is going to be fantastic in these decks. Another Sarof. Is that crazy? I think it is, but I think I have to take it here. There's also another Mask Vandal and an Elven Bow, but I don't need to prioritize these two. I think I have enough green or white for the Arctic Tree line, so I don't really care about that much. Second Sarof is insane, so yep. That's great, and Ice High Troll is also fantastic. There's also a Squash. Squash is also quite nice. In terms of our creature quality, we have 12 creatures, but Squash is a good removal spell, especially in these snow decks. I mean, I guess Frostbite could even be better, just as a 3-mana shock. We do have a couple of Changelings to enable, but I guess a Changelings also plays well with the Dragonkin Berserker, so I could actually consider playing a Squash here. Ice High Troll fine too, but I think it's between these two removal spells. I think I'll take a Squash since I already have a Frostbite, and again I have a couple of Changelings to enable it, so it's quite awesome. This could also just be the deck for a random Jaspera Sentinel, since they can help us ramp. I've been a little bit higher on this card, believe it or not. Also, Snakeskin Veil can be quite solid. So I think we're just splashing blue, since blue doesn't look like our main color. Yeah, probably just Jaspera Sentinel, but I mean, we do have double Glittering Frost to fix anyways. Um, yeah, it's still probably to pick because I have some good top end already. Don't care about the Grizzled Outrider that much. We just want to play a 17 land deck. Frostbite versus second Ravenous Lintworm. Plus a snow-covered island actually can be kind of awesome. Geez, this is hard. Replicating Ring. I mean, darn, this is difficult. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. In case I don't pick up any more win conditions, maybe I still just take the Lintworm here. Yeah, I think it's a Lintworm. Unfortunately, it's just too good. And now Spirit is awesome. Wow. I wouldn't also mind taking Arnie Slays the Troll, but Spirit is just too important for these decks as a nice Snow Enabler and payoff card. And a Frost Augur. This could just be the deck for it. Although it is a blue spell, so we're going to have to end up splashing the Frost Augur. So maybe we just take the Glacial Floodplain here as a blue snow source. Frost Augur could also be pretty fun. We do have a couple of snow cards, but not an exciting amount. So maybe the land is fine. And then this pack is pretty bad. Take the random rune. And yep, another bad pack. So I think it's drying up now. Okay, another Masked Vandal. Could actually make the cut over the second Guardian Gladewalker. Maybe that's just better, since it can allow us to exile equipments. And wow, Ice High Troll, gonna take it here. Wow, this deck is thick. Even a good 5-drop for the deck. This is good. This is really good. Alright, alright. I think we can make this deck work, even though we don't have any red snow lands for us to utilize. We can just play these other sources of lands and we should be fine. Okay, just 2 cuts. Pretty interesting. I could actually see the weird choice of cutting a Glittering Frost from this deck, even though it can help us splash. I can also consider cutting Doomscar Titan, although it's a 4/4 that can hit pretty hard, and I could use some extra finishers, but it might not be necessary since we're not an aggressive deck. Double Lintworm, I like the Squash, I like the Bergstrider, I like all these 4s. I like the Serolf since he's really powerful. I like all this. Yeah, I like all these cards. Maybe it's fine just as weird as it seems. Maybe it's fine cutting a Glittering Frost. 1 copy of Glittering Frost can go because it can be kind of clunky. And we also don't have whatchamacallit. We also don't have the Sculptor Winner to help tap for it. Even though it does help with the Blessing of the Frost, I think we should be fine in terms of snow permanents to work this deck out. I could also cut a second Masked Vandal. Since we're only running 14 creatures, it can be kind of awkward, but I do, again, like it with the Dragonkin Berserker. So maybe just going something like this is fine. In terms of green sources, I think we need 10 green sources in the main deck, actually. So 4, 5, 6, 7. Wow, we definitely need to work getting these green sources. Maybe it's fine. We don't need to play the island and the swamp, and then just add in the green while we can. Yeah, let's just go here. Add in the green. Since we do have Spirit that can fetch for the blue land, being Glacial Plain, and we also Shimmerdrift Veil that can name blue, and also I guess, yeah, Glittering, and also Spella and Jaspera Sentinel, which can fix for blue. We don't necessarily need to pick up a Snow Island. So I think our third color splashes we don't need to focus too much on. So just having 1 snow-covered swamp, 1 glacial floodplain should be enough, since we already have a snowfield sinkhole. So I think this is good. And then for the red, we also don't need that much. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 red cards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I mean 6 red spells, so we need 7 red permanents. So I can count this as 4, 5, then maybe 6, and then 7 plus 8 with the Jaspera Sentinel. So maybe this is just good. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 green sources could be okay in this weird sort of deck. Could also just ditch the snow-covered plains, but it just makes the deck much better. Maybe I'm fine just ditching a mountain and just throwing in an extra forest. To again make sure that we have our mana bases covered. Seven, 8, 9, 10. 10 green sources seems awesome with this type of deck. In terms of our snow mana, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, potentially 9 with Svella. 10, I guess this taps for 2. 2, and then 13, 14. So maybe bless. I mean, maybe this is fine. I mean, I can also cut Jasper Sentinel for the second Glittering Frost, but the fact is we don't have any. The problem is that we don't have any whatchamacallit, Sculptor Winters to untap them, so they get a lot worse in multiples. And again, Doomscar Titan is just a little better in an aggressive beatdown deck, anyways. Like, it's a fine card, but it's kind of expensive to like foretell and then cast as well. So yeah, maybe we just try something like this and see where we end up. This deck seems quite fun. I do need to make naming blue a priority, of course, since I don't have any blue basics. So definitely going to make naming blue a priority in this type of deck so I can eventually activate Path to the World Tree. So let's give this deck a shot. And our poster child should be Svella. Opening hand, okay, we have a green source and 3 of our lands and a bunch of green spells, so I think I'm keeping. The question is, do I even play out the Guardian Glade Walker on turn 2? I guess just as a 2/2 could be fine, since if I can trade this off and exile something, it's okay, and I guess I can also trade off for the Guardian Glade Walker. So let's think here. Could play out Mass Vandal, but again, against a red-black deck, he could have some equipments. I could also just take 2, but against a red-black deck, again, I do want to stabilize my life total, so fine trading this off. And then next turn, we can either play Glittering Frost or Elven Bow. If he takes out my 2/2, probably Elven Bow. If he, yeah, this trade is okay. If he wants to use Run Amok, that's fine too. Yeah, Run Amok is totally fine here. He wants to preserve his 2/2 and heal 3 and waste his combat trait for future usage, that is fine. And then now I can just play out a Mountain, I guess. Play the Elven Bow. And it blocks a 2/2 a lot better. Next turn we can also just play the Glacial Floodplain, Glittering Frost on our regular forest, since we have more green than any other color. And help ramp into the Lintworm eventually. Cardor, guess now I'm forced to attack with it, so that's kind of problematic. Yeah, I guess I'll attack into it. And that's kind of awful, but maybe Ravenous Lintworm can help me stabilize. Is there any reason to play out the Masked Vandal and equip? I guess it can block this for a turn, but I think I need to develop my mana this turn, so yeah, let's just Suicide Elven Bow. There's not much we can do about it. And he also gets the extra drain, so I can take one turn of just getting hit really hard with the Cardor and the Axguard Cavalry, and then just play the Lintworm to hopefully stabilize. That's usually how this type of deck is supposed to function. And yeah, let's try this. So I'm going to take 6 here. Next turn I can drop the Lintworm and hopefully just stabilize against this opponent and just go from there. Usually in these red-black aggressive decks, there's just not a ton of evasion, so I can hopefully just stabilize and win that way. Ooh, a nice snow-covered land. Tundra Fumarole is also pretty awesome, but I think it's still Lintworm here just to be mana efficient. If he does kill it, I'm gonna cry, but I think the mana efficiency is too important. If he stays back, I'm just gonna Fumarole this eventually, or save it for something scarier. It's probably the Run Amok. So if he has Run Amok, which one do I want to block with? I guess the Axguard Cavalry. I think that's reasonable. Fall down to 7. I mean, maybe I just block here anyways. Or just block here. If he has Run Amok, I guess trading here isn't that bad. But I might want the extra blocker anyways. Huh. If I take this, I fall down to 6. I mean 5, because he will drain me. If he has Run Amok, what happens? I guess I can't kill this. So I think the Firewalker is fine, and if the trade happens, the trade happens. And he could have a Run Amok here, but the trade will happen at least. Okay, no Run Amok. Just trying to get in damage to drain me. Makes sense. But I can Fumarole this eventually and just hopefully equip this onto the Lintworm to block something. Second Firewalker. So he's just suiciding his spells. Okay, let's just Fumarole this before he runs us over. Actually, no. I might just play out the Masked Vandal, because if he attacks with Vol, I'm falling down to 3 and Run Amok kills me. So it might be actually more beneficial just playing out the Masked Vandal and then equipping onto the Masked Vandal as an extra blocker. And then playing out the Snow-Covered Forest. Like, sure, like, having the ability to exile something can be quite nice, but I do have a second Masked Vandal in the deck anyways, and I just need to stabilize against this opponent. Draugr Recruiter. Eventually he can get back Cardor and just force me to attack. This is 4 mana, so he would need 4 mana to activate, so this could be a huge misplay from the opponent. I think I'm double blocking this. Yeah, it's 4 mana to boast, so I think he messed this up. He should have, yeah, so he had a chance to get back Cardor, but this block is totally fine. He might try to finish off the Masked Vandal instead, but I think I'm fine with that exchange. Maybe he just... Yeah, I guess he was just bluffing there. And another Lintworm? Sure. Do I just play out land? No, just hold on to a land for now. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. He can hit me for 9 if he gets back the Cardor and just replay it, so that's kind of annoying. I'm actually happy with this attack. Just a Razor Draugr to get everything back again. That's really annoying. I guess that's fine. He can both get back Cardor. Yeah, this is annoying. He gets back Cardor, but at least he can't cast it. But I guess he can hit back all the other Berserkers end of turn and loop them back. It's pretty annoying. So I might need to find a fight spell to take out Cardor in order to stabilize against this. Wow, he didn't get back the Draugr Recruiter. Pretty interesting to note. Yeah, I guess I just need to cast this to draw some cards. Just put 2 each. I mean, I could just swing back and eventually just kill him, right? I think I'm fine getting him for 9. If he hastes out Cardor, I mean, I could just attack with both. If he decides to haste out Cardor and hit me for 4, I mean, maybe I can kill him. Yeah, I think I just attack with both here. So then he's forced to play out Cardor and maybe chump block. He can hasted attack, but then he only gets one blocker, and then I can kill him. Hopefully he doesn't have double run amok, of course. Yeah, I don't know if he can do this because he probably won't be able to kill me at 8. Whereas one hit from the Ravenous Lintworm and he's just dead. So he would need a 3-drop into a 2-drop here in order to survive. Wow. Really lucky. GG's. Really, really, really lucky. Yep. And we were flooding pretty badly too. But it's nice to have these double Lintworms in this type of deck. If he only played the Firewalker, this game would have been ours, but sometimes you just can't have them all. The opponent did play a very good deck against us with Razor Draugr, and then got to recur Cardor Doom Scourge again, even though we were stabilizing and gaining a ton of life. If he didn't have that Dwarven Reinforcements off the top, he would have been easily just dead. I mean, if I had a removal spell as well, he would have also just been dead, so just very unlucky. But I think that game should have been ours. We even curved out very nicely against the opponent. This isn't bad either. We have Glittering Frost and a 2-drop Frostbite on turn 1. Do I just kill that? I mean, I can always just put a little Guardian Gladewalker in front of it, so I don't actually mind him draining me if he wants to, and I'll use Frostbite on a much more problematic creature. Don't mind taking it. Because he could just play a 2-drop, and I'd rather shoot that down instead, like this Death Knell Berserker. And I'm fine killing because Guardian Gladewalker can block 1/2 next turn. And he doesn't get to use his boast, so this is quite nice. And I'm fine just playing regular Forest, and then next turn just enchant the regular Forest with the Glittering Frost. And then the Ice High Troll can basically just stem the ground once I get all my Snowlands down. And yeah, this is looking good for me, so just gonna cast Snow-Covered Plains, Glittering Frost to Snowland, and then just stay back. Because we're gonna win the late game, it's inevitable, so just need to survive and not make any misplays. Broken Wings? Wow, that's interesting to note. Alright, gonna slow us down. Pack Bait is good. Hoping he just doesn't kill me here. So I think I'm gonna play Ice High Troll and just play the Snow-Covered Land. I'm probably not gonna block the 3/3, but next turn I can just keep the activation up. Elven Bow, so he can move it onto the Packmate. But again, I have the Ice High Troll activation, so I should be okay. I'm hoping I can trade off a creature to take out this bow. But here there's no good blocks, so I think I'm just going to pass the turn. We're just going to play a Forest and pass, I think. Keep up the snow activation mana, and then just stay back. He can equip this and make this into a 3/5, but I think I'm fine maybe actually double blocking if he does that. So at least I can trade the Guardian Gladewalker for the Packmate, and that's fine. And then just take out the Elven Bow. But he just passes turn. Alright, Spirit of the Outer Guard is a nice one. And then I can also just get a Snowland with it, so that seems good. And which Snowland do I get? I guess I want to get the blue-green one, right? Because I really need blue. I also don't mind getting black to keep it up. I mean, this is just going to block the 4/5, right? Maybe I do need to just take the snow-covered land to avoid taking too many hits. I mean, I don't like doing this because I can easily get a Glacial Floodplain, so I think I'll just get the Floodplain instead. I could also just chump, but yeah. Maybe it's fine still taking 4. Trickster's God's Heist is a good one. Okay. I guess he wants to take my Ice High Troll instead. I mean, I could just exile this. No, actually, it's mine forever. It's his forever, right? I could just put everything in front, but I just lose too much value. So, nope. So he can just exchange permanents, non-basic, but he doesn't have any non-basic. I mean, these are all basic snowlands either way. Okay, and Dragonkin Berserker might just be our way out of this conundrum. Do I need to show it to him yet? Not really. Maybe I can just attack and boast with it, and I can just win the game that way. And then we can just play. Do we need to even play a land? If he mind rots me, I'm gonna regret it. So I think it's fine just passing the turn. Priest. Okay, I might have to boast next turn with this. Hopefully no removal. Please don't let the final card be a removal spell. Probably just need to sacrifice my Dragonkin to make a 5/5 to just start getting in there. And I think I will, because I can just exile it afterwards. So yeah, let's just get in there, I think, if I'm playing out the mountain now. I can also just boast for 4 mana, which is interesting to note. And then I'm fine using the Masked Vandal here. So I can start chipping in for 5 per turn. And that's quite nice. So the opponent might just be more incentivized to kill me here. Could always chump and double block this another priest, so he might try to chain the priest together to kill something like the Ice High Troll the following turn. So maybe I just need to develop the Masked Vandal just as a random blocker. Fine with the triple block here, I think. Funny enough, he's attacking into this, so that's very surprising. I think I'm fine just taking 3 maybe. Yeah, that's a pretty interesting attack. He might have a pump spell here. I think he messed up. And then we can name black. And then I think I'm just going to play out Masked Vandal here. I can always block here and then chump maybe. Or just stay back. Because because he does have neg 2 here, so I think I'm just going to Masked Vandal. Just to play it out and attack for 5. Because I'm not winning either way if I stay back. So we can just do this. We can always just block the Packmate and then double block the 1/2. Bladewalker, I mean, I can still block this at least. If he pumps it, I guess he's going here. I could just chump the 1/3, kill the 2/3. Just passes the turn, sure. Tundra Fumaro is pretty good. Maybe I think I'm just going to kill the priest here while I can, so he doesn't interfere with my block steps and everything, and take out my Ice High Troll. And just swing for 5 in the air. So just a 3-turn clock. Punk could also just be holding on to a bunch of lands. He might alpha on the turn he's about to die, and then we can just do our block steps and win that way. Sure. I can always chump one of these and kill the other one, so I think I'm still fine. Can always double block, block, and then take him out. I can block here, and then take 3, potentially. He could have some way to loop back his priest, of course. Wow, getting back both freaking priests, so now he can take out one of my creatures. So I definitely need another playable here to help stabilize against him and not get run over. He can kill my Ice Hydro, but I guess I can do some chumping and just win that way. Yeah, he can take out Ice Hydro, but I probably just need another blocker here to win. Like Svella, that's quite awesome. Let's attack for 5. And then hopefully close out the game next turn. And we're still going to hold on to 2 lands, because if he makes us discard, I don't want him drawing 2 cards. Svella is a pretty nice blocker to pick up here. Don't care about this Ice Hydro. Yeah, he's just going to go for it. And I'm just going to do the best blocks possible. Block here, chump, block, fall down to 1. Yep, and we got him. Wow. Pretty sweet. Crazy how we got back in that match, especially since we were at a worse life total than our opponent, and he basically stole our bear. So, yep. Alright, I mean, I do need red for this, but I do have the Elven Bow on the play. This is a little bit sketchy, but I think it's a still keep. There's a potential I can get red mana and then just drop the Dragonkin Berserker on curve. And if not, I still have some playables to help defend and not get run over by. Although he does seem like a multicolor control deck as well. Red mana, please. Jasper Sentinel is not that bad, so I can tap for red mana with it eventually. So just get him down. Next turn I can Elven Bow, and then use it to ramp eventually. Behold, that's a good card. Probably using it to hit a land drop potentially. Blessing of the Frost looks awesome, but we don't have a lot of snowlands this turn, so I think it's just Elven Bow. And then next turn, hopefully we can just ramp out the our Dragonkin Berserker, could attack for 1. Could even equip the bow onto this eventually and then boast. But he probably has removal lined up for this at this point. Okay, that's fine. Avalanche Color, that's a good card. Could just actually play Sir Rolf instead. So will I have the Dragonkin Berserker activation up? If I play him, like if I tap here, play the Dragonkin, I guess this is 5 mana to boast, and I only have 4 mana available, so I would need a land the following turn. I think Sir Rolf is just a better play, honestly, since he's also a creature that I can just put a counter onto with the Blessing of the Frost and draw, and then maybe if he's empty-handed in the late game, I can just use Dragonkin Berserker and go from there. So yeah, let's just try this instead. He could hit me for 4 with the Snowland, but I don't really care too much about it. He could also 2-for-1 himself with the Death Knell Berserker if he has a fight spell. Whereas this is a little bit worse against a fight spell since it's a pretty... because he can just... he has enough creatures that can fight into it. I mean, it's not a bad start either way. Narfi's annoying. Darn, okay. Well, there's a Changeling now. I can maybe make this into a 3/3 first striker. I can just... because I need to eventually just play out my stuff, right? Maybe I just want to put another counter onto this, so if I manage to kill a permit from this opponent, I can just remove 2 counters to exile both of these creatures. So I actually don't mind doing that. Yeah, I guess I don't mind putting a counter here. And then we can tap the Guardian Gladewalker here, and then play out the Dragonkin Berserker. And then we'll just stay back. Narfi's pretty insane though. So I might have to do a turn where I actually just play Blessing for 1, just to draw a card, and then put a counter onto the Serolf just to exile both of these creatures. Binding is super strong. I'm actually glad he actually killed this instead. I mean, if the Binding of the Old God falls off, I can just I gain a counter with Serolf, so that's also important to note. Now now the fight spell looks pretty promising. So I could use the fight spell here on the Avalanche Caller instead. Although we don't have 3 snow permanents, so this is kind of sketchy using that. So probably, I guess I can also just exile the Binding here with the Mass Vandal. Why didn't I think of that? Yeah, let's just do that. Let's not waste time. I wish it has to go into the graveyard. Okay. So the question is, do I fight the Avalanche Caller? I mean, he gets to get chip in for 4 next turn. I mean, what can blow me out here? I guess like not much. I think I go for it. Although I could use another creature to fight. But I think this is kind of the window to do it. Even though I don't have triple snow permanents. Have to risk it. Because this card can just get out of hand. But Narfi's now a problem. Dread Rider is also a problem. Nope. The land at least helps. And I can play an Ice High Troll. Eventually I can set up a Blessing of the Frost and just draw a bunch of cards and win that way. Hopefully he doesn't have Blood in the Snow to completely blow me out. He could make another Dread Rider. I guess he needs double green and he doesn't. So I might have to set up a Lintworm first, put a Blessing onto it, so it can attack past the Dread Rider, and go from there. Alright, I guess I get 3 snow permanents. It is pretty annoying though, but this is a 6/6 now, so it's going to look pretty good with the Blessing of the Frost eventually. So I'm hoping I can get a land to start deploying counters and drawing cards. 3, nope, decline. I could also exile the token, but we're just going to decline. And then now I can ramp out the Lintworm. And this is totally fine. Could have a Disdainful Stroke here. Okay. So I could just put 2 counters onto the Ravenous Lintworm to start attacking into these. I could also just exile one of them, two of them I mean. Foretelling a poison the cup perhaps. So maybe I'm fine activating this, but I guess I also lose all my other creatures, gets rid of the Elven Bow. Yeah, I guess if I exile the Sir Wolf, with the Sir Wolf I lose all the other permanents, so that doesn't look necessarily fantastic. So, yeah, let's decline. And I think it's fine just using it here for 2. Just put 2 counters onto the Ice Troll and draw 3 cards. Could also put it onto Lintworm, but it's 2 all-in, so let's just do this. I mean, he can sit back behind this wall, but eventually I should be able to kill these and close out the game. Make sure I hit the right button, decline. Ooh, alright, so 4 Snowlands, so I can pump this 4 times. I think I like that. I'm going to attempt to do that here. Yeah, let's just attack with the Ice Troll. Hopefully he doesn't have like a Poison the Cup here, which he probably has. But if he kills this, then I can actually start exiling with Sir Wolf and get rid of the token. Okay, he only has 1 snow mana, so he might not be able to loop this back. And we also get the Gross Sir Wolf, so that's even better. And I need to start playing out my lands. And Spell is awesome, so I think we attack first with the Ice Troll. And the question is, do I activate twice when he blocks the 4/8? I think I do. I mean, if he's chumping, he's chumping. He could also have Blood in the Snow here. But then he doesn't really get anything back. Yeah, I'm going to have to play out Spella here. I'm hoping he doesn't just blow me up with blood here. So let's just pass a turn. Yeah, Blood in the Snow will be pretty brutal. I'm probably just going to concede if he has it. Maybe it's fine trading the Sir Wolf for these tokens then. A Squash isn't bad. So I could attack with both and just Squash. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So I should be able to play Squash and activate Spella, if I'm not mistaken. So I think we just attack here with Sir Wolf and the Ice Troll. And I'm fine losing the Sir Wolf if he decides to double block. I don't think that kills Sir Wolf. So the opponent might have misclicked. Could activate this once, of course, but I think I want to just keep up the Squash. Pretty interesting. I guess I can still Squash this to kill it. I can still activate Spella end of turn. Don't really care about this. I mean, at least it kills a token, so that's fine. If he uses the sweeper, I guess I have Ice High Troll still around to give indestructible, so yeah, seems fine. And then Svella I can just activate end of turn to just cast all of my bombs. Mass Vandal, another Serolf, Ravenous Lintworm. Do I just prefer Serolf? Maybe just another Lintworm. And then we can just smash. He gets to block one of them, but I get to attack with a whole ton of creatures. Maybe I'm fine just attacking with all except Svella, just to get in as much damage as possible in case he has some sort of dumb sweeper. I think this is reasonable. And yeah, I don't need the Jasper Sentinel at this point, so let's just go for it. Yep. Well, I mean, we can cast Serolf on curve. Could be a pack mate. Pack mate into a fight spell next turn could be pretty bad for me. Ooh, Glittering Frost. I could just Glittering Frost instead. Like, Serolf is fine, but maybe I just want to get out the Ravenous Lintworms earlier, and that could be more beneficial, so I think it's more important to get the Snowland down, because, like, sure, I hit him for 3, but it's not going to accomplish much beyond that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, so I can play Serolf and then double Ravenous Lintworm eventually, and I guess I'll have to offer him Serolf here, because I do need to bait out these fight spells eventually, so could be wrong, but I mean, what else am I supposed to do, right? This could just be the type of deck game where he just curves out and kills me, but I do have more like late game bombs to ramp into. So, gonna take 5, we can gain 4 next turn, swing back for 3. Another Outrider, wow, it's really good. Although I have my own, but I think it's just Lintworm. Probably gonna hold on to both of these lands in case he makes me discard. And we can just stabilize the ground with these Lintworms. Feed the Serpent. Raven form, okay. I guess I'm fine chumping 1. Yeah, I'll chump 1. Since the damage does add up. Three Seasons. Right, what snow permanents can he find? Frost Augur isn't bad. The other cards are kind of aren't very amazing, and I guess Serolf will also get a counter once this trigger ends. So I think I'm just gonna play out the Ravenous Lintworm here and attack for 3. Since I'm not planning on blocking, the question is, do I play out land? If I play out land, I can maybe double spell the following turns. But given the fact that I already have a Serolf in the battlefield, there's really no need for me to play a second one, so I guess it's fine just doing this. His own Lintworm. Alright, everyone's just playing Lintworms now. Spirit is nice. Spirit, but maybe just Outrider is better since it blocks better. So let's try this. And maybe it's fine playing out land because he might not be the Mind Rock deck, so let's just stay back here, trade the Lintworms, trade the Outriders, and just try to survive and grow Serolf large enough to attack back. He is playing some questionable cards like the Raven, the whatchamacallit, the Raven form, and Brine Barrow Intruder, but Brine Barrow could also be very annoying. If he attacks with a Lintworm, I'm probably going to double block with Outrider and Lintworm because he could have some sort of stupid pump trick, like Mammoth Growth. If he has Mammoth Growth, it's a 9/9, so double blocking this would be fine. Okay. I could just double block this, which I'm not opposed to. Alternatively, I could trade, but this double block seems totally reasonable, since my Ravenous Lintworm will eventually just block these 5/5s anyways. Hoping he just kills Serolf here. I mean, either way, he's probably have to kill Serolf because I'm going to gain a counter onto it anyways. This can hold off the other Bergstrider. And then next turn, I hopefully can play out Spirit. Ooh, his own Bergstrider, okay. Alright, this seems fine, so I can play out this Bergstrider. Pay with Snow Mana. Tap down one of the Outriders. And then play land into Serolf. So this is a nice turn. Then I can trade the Outriders. I can trade both of the creatures, actually, which I'm totally fine with. I can also double block the Outrider, block the 4/4, but this is going to grow pretty large, so it's better to have this around than the Outrider, I have to imagine, so I think I'm trading here. Maybe a double block is fine, because if he uses the Mammoth Growth, I guess it's +3/+3, right? Let me check what Mammoth Growth is, one moment. I guess the creature will get +4/+4, but I'm still fine with these trades because this will gain 2 counters onto it. He could have the Snakeskin Veil into it, but this is fine. Next turn I have Ravenous Lintworm to do some good blocking, and also Spirit of the Outer Guard to get my Snowlands. A Frost Augur, sure. I could also take action here to exile the Frost Augur, and I think I will. And then we're going to play the Spirit. Could exile this or counter it, of course. Yeah, let's just grab a random Shimmerdrift Veil. And then what do I name with it? I have red, black, white, blue. Maybe I just name either black or white here. And I just name black. And just play the Jasper Sentinel. I could also attack for 4. But then he can swing back both, and that can be kind of awkward. I could also just attack for 6, double block, or trade here, or just take 5 or chump. I can also just chump with the Jasper Sentinel. So if I get aggressive here, let's see, I can still chump here, take 4. And trade the Spirits. which I'm fine trading here because I don't like this 4/4 blocking, so I think I'm going to start getting aggressive here, attack for 10, and then I can chump with the Jasper Sentinel as well if I want to. Otherwise, I'm just going to give him more time to find more resources, and I'm pretty much empty-handed at this point, so... And the trade here is totally reasonable as well. I get to grow Sir Wolf. Could use his Mammoth Growth now that he's been holding on to, of course. Okay, it's Veil the whole time, sure. So maybe I'm fine chumping with the Sentinel and then trading the Spirit on the Bergstrider. Since this counts as a snow permanent, it could be a problem. So this seems fine. A fight spell, Horizon Seeker. Okay. So is the option to stay back? I could just attack with Sir Wolf next turn. I can Blizzard Brawl actually. That's even better. And I guess I'm fine taking 3 because I do need to close out this game. So why not try this? And then, yeah, I don't think I want to play around anything here. I think I just want to get aggressive. So let's go. Otherwise, I don't think I'm winning this if I stay back. Do need to take my chances. Behold, okay, but he only has 3 mana available, so I guess he has a card on top that he wants, so maybe just another chump blocker or another Raven form, but he can only trump for 1 turn if he has another Raven form or a removal spell. And he doesn't have enough mana to cast Run Ashore, so he's forced to chump and grow the Sir Wolf. So yep. Pretty interesting match. But the opponent didn't seem like he had any too much good interaction in this type of deck. Haven't seen my Path to the World tree yet as well, which would have also been kind of fun. Okay, I mean, Spirit on 4 with Blessing can be kind of fun. On the draw, I think I'll try it. Just need to play off all my snow lands, and then just try to draw a bunch of cards with Blessing, and I should be fine. But I do need to develop my board, of course. So, Dream Devourer can hit us a bit. Alright. Red mana would be nice with Spella. He can foretell and hit me for 2. So each non-land card has foretell, so he can get a little bit aggressive here. It's not a good color combination, but if I don't draw my lands, I can just lose to a mediocre deck. No offense, opponent, but Dream Devourer is not a card I would ever first pick. So that was a nice top deck. Okay, hit me for 2. That's even foretell again and hit me for 4. So do I just trade for this? I might do so because he's hitting me pretty hard again. Can play the Outrider, I guess, so he needs to foretell even more. I think I like that over the Spirit, since a 5 toughness creature is difficult to deal with. And hopefully I can just drop a Lintworm and gain a ton of life. Interesting card. So we just need black, right? Black and blue for the lands. I mean, we just need one color, so black and blue, but we have double Sir Wolf, so I might just use a Spirit to find Shimmerdrift Vale naming black. And I do want to deploy all my top-end creatures to gain a ton of life. So I do have 3 snow permanents, so I could just shoot down this Dream Devourer if I wanted to, or the Priest of the Forgotten Gods. He only has 1 snow-covered swamp, so it's not looking like it's too scary. I could just play the Spirit, leave up red mana to shoot down Devourer if he decides to get aggressive, but I think attacking for 5 here is pretty nice. Because we do need to apply pressure against his opponent, and if he's chumping, that's even better. Maybe he has the Blood in the Snow, that's why he's chumping. But I'm still playing out the Spirit. Guess I can just take this land instead. And then if I guess it's fine. Because it taps for black, and now we have blue, red, and the whole rainbow going. Okay, I'm probably just going to attack next turn. Do I want to play Ravenous Lintworm? It does play into a potential sweeper. Maybe it has Stormheim Unleash in this type of deck. Maybe I'm fine just killing this and attacking for 10. I could block this, and if he tries to foretell, I'll just frostbite it. And I think I will, just force him to foretell a card. Interesting. Maybe it's a 2 damage. Okay, Jarl, not bad, okay. Reasonable card. Do I even want to frostbite this? Probably not. Yeah, probably not. Guess I'm fine just happy attacking for 5. Play out the Lintworm. And then if he has a board wipe, I can use Svella as a finisher. I think I want to get the Snowland out and then keep up red, right? Yeah, that makes the most sense. I could also kill this because he can sack this and make it a 4/4. But maybe give it one more turn. He needs double white for this as well. Opponent's playing some weird Esper color deck. I don't like Esper. I think Esper is kind of like the worst 3 colors you want to be in. That's fine. I could just shoot this down, but maybe when he goes for double block, I do. Next turn I can Svella and just load a bunch of counters on it and draw like 3 cards, which can also be kind of fun. Let's think here. I think that's a better target to Frostbite, I have to imagine. Yeah, maybe he just doesn't have Blood in the Snow. I'm always afraid of that card. But this is fine. He can always double block here, but he can't really double block the Lintworm. I guess he can't really double block if I use the Blessing of the Frost on it, so I think this is good. We just do this, pay 4. I think Svella gets 2, so I can draw an extra card and put 1. It doesn't matter, does it? Nope, let's just do it like this. And then we can play. Do I need to fight? I don't think I do. Let's just attack. And hopefully no Blood in the Snow, or else I'll cry. But I guess he can't really get back anything with Blood in the Snow anyways. So I guess I don't need to be too scared. Starnheim Unleashed would be problematic, but I can maybe still win the game if I just use Blessing, alright, that's not the worst. Do I just block the 3-5? I could just take the damage, actually. So now what? If I Blizzard Brawl, fight, attack with both, and use the Blessing, I guess he's just dead. So let's see, I can play Forest, Blessing, make bees both into 9/9s. I guess this is 8. I guess I can put a counter onto one of them anyways. And I guess I'll try to fight with Svella onto the Carfil Harbinger. Hopefully this works out. Yep, and then just attack with both 9/9s and he's just dead. Wow. Yeah, Blessing of Frost. Definitely not a card to scoff at in the correct snow deck. If you had Starnheim Unleash or Blood in the Snow, yeah, there's no way I was going to win that. But yeah, currently 4-1. Let's get another nice 7-win video, this time with a snow control deck that I've been wanting to show off in this set. Because I've been drafting nothing but basically aggro the whole time, and it's just not very fun. A little bit sketchy here. Might not be a keep. I can Frostbite. I would need double red for the Fumarole. I need black for Seraph. No, I don't think I can keep this. This deck is pretty mana intensive. I can keep this, however. Do I just bomb a Lintworm? Because Path of the World Tree will actually just shuffle the library. Yeah. And then we can always just top deck the Lintworm anyways. And then I just need to path into a black mana for Seraph. And I've squashed it, maybe clear path, so I think I'll try this. Jaspera Sentinel, sure. Question is, do I play path first or the Dragonkin Berserker? Probably play path first. So maybe if he uses a removal spell onto this, I mean, let me think here actually. Yeah, maybe path first so I can curve out with Seraph. Maybe that's just better. And I do want to hit my land drop next turn to eventually get to Spirit, so I think I'm down for this. And I'll get a basic snow-covered swamp. And then just play Seraph, and then eventually we can just drop Dragonkin and maybe boast with it to win the game. We'll see. So blue-green deck, could be snow, maybe not snow. We'll see. Recluse, that's a good card. I could trade for it. I could just play the Dragonkin and it blocks it off, but it's kind of a risky attack. So yeah, pretty interesting decisions. It does put me off curve if I play the Dragonkin, but it does block the 4/2 quite nicely. But if he has a fight spell, I might regret it. But I guess if he fights it, I have a 3/3 back to block this. So I think we actually just play the Dragonkin Berserker out, and I'm fine if he kills this because, I mean, I can also fight the Jaspera Sentinel here, but maybe the fight spell is better off used in another turn, where I can get 3 snow permanents. I do lock down his mana, but honestly, I think I have to go for this. And if he fights this again, Seraph can maybe trade for it. Okay, not the worst because he does tap out and doesn't get an attack in, so I guess it's not the worst, but also not great. I can take 8, or I can just trade. Maybe I just trade Seraph. But Seraph can eventually grow past the Bergstrider, so maybe I'm fine using the Dragonkin to fight the 1/2 next turn, and then grow Seraph, take 8 down to 10, and go from there. Yeah, this is a lot, but I think I have to take it. Otherwise, I'm not going to have a good advantage against this opponent, who's just beating me down. Another snow permanent would be nice, though. Oh, he's just going wide, which is pretty annoying. Okay, Jaspera Sentinel. I don't think that's going to do it. I think I need to fight this. Fight this. Keep this back. Trade. Huh. And then grow the wolf. I think that's correct. Or I can use this to fight. Doesn't really matter. This is a fight spell, so first strike doesn't happen. So, yeah, I guess we just kill the Jaspera Sentinel and grow the wolf. And then trade the wolf for maybe the Dragonkin Berserker, and then we have first strike to block the not Volt Recluse. But if he swings with Vol, I'm taking 7, which isn't great. But I guess I can always just block the 3-2. If he only attacks with Berkshire, I think I'm trading here. Or I can take 7. If I do, what happens? I'll be dead the next turn to the flyer, so I think the block is correct. And hopefully I can just squash this or something. Alright, land into Spirits seems good. And I think I need to get an untapped Snow Source. Snow-covered Plain seems fine because I'll eventually just activate Path of White anyways. So we'll take a Snow-covered Plains and then maybe eventually just play it, squash the Augury Raven, and go from there. A pack mate, okay. So I'm going to fall down to 4 this turn. Falling down to 4 isn't great. I could, however, just make a big Jaspera Sentinel and use Blessing of the Frost. Ooh, Finn. Okay, I'm probably just dead here then. Let's see, if I play regular Forest, play Blessing of the Frost. Let's see, I do need to... If he attacks with Vol, what happens? I block here, block here, block here. I guess I'm just dead. Because I would need 4 blockers for all of these. Huh. Huh, interesting. Maybe he forgets. I just need to do my best. Just adding a bunch of counters to this. I guess we only have 3, so I guess this is fine. And maybe he forgets to attack with all. And we win this way. I highly doubt it. We're just dead, pretty much. Please just attack with the flyer. Okay, GG's. Alright, pretty difficult matchup, but we did our best. But he just overwhelmed us. And we missed some land drops that were pretty crucial. But it happens. If I was able to drop down a Lintworm and stabilize the following turn, I think I would have just won that match. But took too much, so... Alright. 4-2, not the best, but hopefully I can get there. And this deck is pretty sweet. Ooh, Cordo Calls. This guy's very good, and he writes excellent articles for Limited. This hand isn't amazing. He's on the play, but still keepable. I'm going to say hello to Cordo Calls here. I read a lot of his articles. This guy's very good at Magic. Alright, pretty annoying. Think I might still be forced to trade off for it. I played the wrong land. That sucks. Poor sir. Do I just kill this? I could always just play on Ice High Troll, and that's totally reasonable. So a white-green deck, he can sacrifice this, put 2 counters, and hit me for it with with it. Death Knell Berserker, so he's just curving out essentially. And Usher the Fallen, pretty good card. Elven Bow is nice, okay, and I think I'm liking that next turn. This turn, I mean. This could be the turn where he uses the land. But I can still survive and hopefully just get to the late game. Maybe splashing for Maya or something, who knows. Next turn I can double spell as well too. Hopefully no removal on the Ice High Troll. Sir Wolf is nice, although I can't cast him. So let's see, what can I do here? If he's planning to pump the team, I can just play out Guardian Gladewalker. Is there any reason to Fumarole? Yeah, I guess I can always just use the Guardian Gladewalker here, keep up the Ice High Troll activation. No, yeah, and I want to put the counter here, right? So this blocks the 2-1. Can I cast this? I guess I have black mana to cast it as well. So let's say he uses the Beskir Shieldmate and pumps and attacks. I guess I'll still survive, so I'll play out the Sir Wolf Realm Eater. I don't plan on attacking with the Ice High Troll anytime soon. And this just blocks the flyer, so no need to use a removal spell on it. And Dragonkin Berserker is really nice. So let's just play that out. And then, I don't think I'll play the land since he could have the discard ability. So I'm fine just saying go. Another Foretell card, okay. Interesting, just a bunch of Foretell cards. Ooh, Blessing of the Frost, wow. Am I actually going to beat Corticals with this? I guess I can Fumarole, make 2 red mana. I mean, use 2 snow mana. I can also just make a 5/5 dragon, and that's totally fine for the turn. I think that's okay. Yeah, let's just attack and make a dragon. Okay. Sucks. So luckily I didn't use Blessing main phase. Should I attack? Could attack the Ice High Troll, activate once, which isn't too bad, or... Okay, if I attack, what happens? He pumps his team, I can block the flyer. Maybe I need to keep it back still. Maybe no need to get aggressive here. I do want to maybe get rid of one of his permanents, so maybe I do want to Fumarole a creature here, and then grow the Sir Wolf, and then I can just draw 2 cards. Not sure what I want to do here. I guess I can always move the bow next turn, and then use 2 mana to pump a 2-drop. This is a little bit difficult. I mean, I can just exile this 1-drop anyways next turn, so I guess we just say go. Huh, this is hard. I guess it also exiles the permanent. Yeah, let's just cast Blessing here. I guess it's 2 snow mana, so maybe this is fine, not sure. Don't know if that was correct. So I could exile all the 1 mana permanents, but then I lose the bow, so probably not a good idea. And then maybe I can attack with the Ice High Troll and get a little bit aggressive. I think I will. Opponent could also just have Starnheim Unleashed, so I should also be careful. I'm hoping he doesn't have a Doomscar, but it seems like he's just a white aggro deck that's splashing black. yeah, I'll play out the Grizzled Outrider and Jaspera Sentinel here. And hopefully he doesn't sweep my board. Because it doesn't look like he's playing a control deck here. But I could be totally wrong. If he has a Doomscar, I'm going to cry. Definitely going to cry if he has a Doomscar. Okay, just plays a random Inferno Pet. It makes me discard 2, so... Alright, fair enough. I can always just keep attacking with the Ice High Troll. Do I want to exile? No, not really. Lintworm is nice. So probably fine attacking with these two. Fine trading the token off as well. And yeah, we want to just take out the Inferno Pet, right? Can always re-equip. I think I just play the Lintworm. Wow, I can't believe I beat Protocols. His draft must have went pretty bad to be playing those cards. I mean, he's a really prolific drafter, and he wrote a lot of articles for Channel Fireball and Draft Simulators, and also some excellent articles that from other websites that I've read, and he's definitely helped me in understanding Kaldheim and other limited sets like Theros Beyond Death and Ikoria. So yeah, I really respect Protocols, and I really wish him the best. But really, that game didn't really put me on the edge of my seat. So shouts to him, though. Definitely a great drafter, but probably just got shafted a terrible deck that he was trying to experiment on or something. But opening hand, not bad. Hey, Path to the World Tree, Guardian Gladewalker, it's a keeper. And probably just want to name blue with the land, since I have every 4 color except blue. I guess I can't search blue with Path to the World Tree, never mind. But I can search blue with the Spirit, so let's see here. It's either black, let me see. I guess it's either white or black here. And I think I'm leaning towards black, because I could have the Wolf, Sir Wolf, I guess. And then hopefully I can Spirit on turn 4 and get going. Might not even play out the Guardian Gladewalker, to be honest. I mean, I can, but it just doesn't seem great. Because I can just load up onto a counter onto a better creature and make it attack past something. So I think I'm just going to pass the turn here. The 2/2 Guardian Gladewalker is not very exciting, unless I do have the Dragonkin Berserker out. Opponent's Naya, okay, pretty interesting. Some sort of equipment deck. Maybe splashing for white. Play out the Spirit, find my blue source. Okay, a snow deck with Axeguard Armory. That's pretty interesting. I think I'll just run out the Spirit here. And then we're going to find the blue Snowland. Yeah, I think it's this one. Might just actually play a turn 5 Grizzled Outrider, though. Since it hits pretty hard, but I don't get to play this tapped, unfortunately. But by developing the Grizzled Outrider, it can hit pretty hard, so I definitely just want to get out there and apply as much pressure. Otherwise, I can play the tap land, play Guardian Gladewalker, but that's not very exciting. So we'll see what he does this turn. Eventually can activate Path and shoot him. And another interesting strategy I noticed about this set is that you can treat pretty much any green card, even if it's green, red, green, black, or green, blue, as just a singular color. Might just foretell here. Blessing, but I think I want to get the Outrider first. Yeah, I don't think he's going to block this, but I think I want to get out the Outrider so I can start drawing cards with Blessing the Frost eventually. It's just too strong here. Eventually I'll have a lot of 4 power and I can draw more cards with the Blessing, so this is looking really nice. Ooh, even more mana, so you could just play a giant creature here and that can be a problem. Valkyrie Sword, that's a good one. Guess I can exile the sword if I lose a creature. So let's see. Guess I'm fine attacking for 5 on the ground. I could also put a counter here. Interesting. If I put a counter here, it makes it more likely that he ends up trading. I can also use Blessing and just draw 2 cards and then attack with both, since this will become a 5/5. And that's kind of strong. I guess I can also just play Svella and then play the Guardian play the Guardian Gladewalker onto the Spirit and attack for 10, so I guess this is reasonable. And I'm, again, fine with a trade, because I do need to start getting damage in. Put him down to 8. And if he does trade for 1, I can eventually exile the weapon, which is also fine. But he's going to be eventually forced into a desperate chumping situation. I guess I can also draw 3 cards with Blessing next turn and then Mass Vandal and take out the weapon if he decides to trade for something. He still gets a 4/4 out of it, but a fight spell. Wow, Blizzard Brawl. Okay, definitely exiling the weapon now. He's going to hit me for 7, which sucks. But as long as I get rid of weapon, it's not going to be too big of an issue, hopefully. So I guess I'll be drawing only 2 cards next turn, but at least I can Mass Vandal this Valkyrie Sword, which is a problem. Ooh, Spectral Steel. I guess I'd rather get rid of the Spectral Steel instead. He might keep it back, actually, just so he doesn't end up dying next turn. Wow, Demon Bolt on Svella, wow. Attacking for 9, Jesus. So I can exile this, a hit for 5. Or I can just play Lintworm. I think I like exiling the Spectral Steel, since it gives them the extra toughness. I could also attack for 5 and then use Path of the World Tree to finish this off. I think I'm attacking. And then I guess if he blocks it, I can just use the Path to the World Tree to finish this. He could move the equipment, but at least I could just shoot this down and hopefully no hexproof trick. And if he equips this, I could just double block and trade for this. It doesn't give vigilance, and it's a lot, so I could actually just take it, honestly, and I'd still be fine. So the opponent forgot about the path here, and that was a nice value play. If he equips this, I guess I could just Frostbite and swing back as well, which I don't mind. Okay. Hopefully nothing big and scary like a Lintworm. This is a pretty sweet snow deck the opponent draft, I have to admit. Usually you don't see cards like Axguard Armory for this type of deck, but... Alright, I think I'm Frostbiting this, exiling the Valkyrie Sword. I have to imagine that's the correct play. Or just play a Lintworm. Do I want a Blessing here? Not really, just attack for 2. Fine with trade. No need to exile this just yet. The Lintworm is just better. Yeah, I really don't. I'm not a big fan of this weapon in a straight up white aggressive deck, but like in a snow control deck, this is definitely a card you can consider ending up splashing, and it's pretty powerful. Just making a 7-mana 6/5 Angel, and then moving equipments around into it. But yeah, you definitely severely fall behind if you definitely fall behind severely if if the creature ends up getting killed with a Spectral Steel, since it's just a 2-for-1 at the end of the day. All right, so this card, if he had earlier, would have definitely punished me because the Snowlands would have all came in tapped, but he's gonna have a hard time dealing with a 6/6 Lintworm, I have to imagine. Fine, just running the second Lintworm out, to be honest, and just smashing. Yeah, no target auras, unfortunately. Mass Vandal, nothing, just alright. Luckily he didn't exile our Path to the World Tree, but I can attack for 6, he can chump, and I guess I'll just play out another Lintworm and exile the sword. You hate to see Mask Vandal in these sets. Yeah, let's get rid of the Outrider. I can cast Blessing next turn and draw 3 cards if I want to. His only way out, I guess, is kind of like a removal spell, like a Bounding Gold, potentially. Yeah, I don't think that'll cut it. I guess he can search an aura and equipment, but for 2 mana, I don't know what that's going to do for him. He can't even play the Elven Bow without a land, so I guess he can ramp, untap, and make a Elven Bow. Alright. GG's. I don't think you can win this opponent. Unless you have a sweeper like Blood in the Snow. Alright, so currently 6-2. Just need to take out the final boss. Played some pretty interesting games. Forgot the last 2 I lost against. One of them was very close. I think I lost one to a Black-Red Berserkers deck, I think. That pretty much had a Dwarven Reinforcements top deck. And then another match I lost against another deck. I forgot which one. Anyways, let's get to the final boss, and then maybe draft another snow deck after this video. Because in Kaldheim, sometimes in these controlling green decks, you just want to treat every other multicolor green card as just an average green card, since you can just splash them in any. Since green has so much fixing in this set, so always keep that in mind. This set is very fun and wonderful if you draft green. Not so much if you just draft red aggro, because it's just really boring. Ooh, Sir Rolf, but I don't have black. However, I'm on the play. Not an amazing hand, but maybe I can draw some late game bombs, since I do have 4 colors. So I think it's a keeper, regardless. And I can just leave the Glacial Floodplain, which is a pretty difficult land to find in my deck. Might just run out Mass Vandal if he's going to be aggressive. Can eventually cast Bergstrider as well. Okay, just foretelling, so just playing the slow game. Maybe it was better just to play green on turn 2 as opposed to Mountain, because I could have top deck a Black Source, but just want to keep up Frostbite. Yeah, that's a difficult creature to deal with early. So maybe just going to take 3, and then hopefully I can just curve out into a Bergstrider. Ooh, black mana. Okay, so now I can play out Sir Rolf and keep up Frostbite. And if he tries to fight it, I can just kill it with a Frostbite too. Definitely not trading here, but if he chooses struggle, I can frostbite to finish it off, so it's still a 2 for 2. That's annoying. I mean, I guess I can eventually just exile it. I definitely don't want to trade Sir Wolf for it, though. Even though he makes a mana dork and hits me for 4, I can still lock it down with Bergstrider next turn and swing it for 3. If he plays a 2-drop, I guess I'll frostbite. Rune of Might, wow. I mean, I guess I get to make a treasure token, so that's not too bad. I mean, I get to make this into a large creature. And I can attack for 4, tap it down next turn. So once I get to 2 counters, I can exile both the equipment, so that's pretty interesting. But for now, I'll just decline. Yeah, the treasure tokens don't really play well with Sharolf because I can just get value off of it, so... play out the Bergstrider, start beating down. And then once I get to 2 loyalty, I might just exile both of these. I mean, 2 counters. And I guess if he kills this, then I can still exile with Mask Vandal, so we're definitely in a pretty decent spot, I think. Although I'm tapped out, so if he has a fight spell, this can be a little bit annoying. Yeah, he probably has a fight spell here. I guess Bound in Gold. I can eventually get rid of Bound in Gold with the Mask Vandal as well. And Arachnoform. Okay, so he's just going all in, basically. We're not going to remove Decline. So I might just throw out a random Mask Vandal as a chump blocker, which I'm totally fine with as well. So then I can put this to 2 loyalty, exile all these enchantments, and then also have another one back to exile Bound in Gold, so I think I just play one out there, and then just attack for 4. And I'm fine using this as a chump block, and we'll say go. Since again, I can use Sir Wolf to exile the permanents in his library. I mean, I can use the Mask Vandal to exile the Bound in Gold. Okay. I think I forgot how this interaction works. Never mind. So I just exiled a Govain pick. Yeah, maybe the chump wasn't correct. I guess I'll decline here. I can play Svella. I can exile the Bound in Gold now. I think that's reasonable. Maybe I'm fine attacking for 4, playing out Svella and keeping up. I guess if I keep up Frostbite, that's going to be kind of bad, so I might just enjoy chumping the 6/6, double blocking this, potentially. Maybe I just have to take 7 this turn. No idea. Maybe I'm fine just playing out attacking with the Bergstrider, killing this, putting 2 counters eventually. I don't know, I think we just play Svella, never mind. Let's not overcomplicate things. Pass the turn, chump the 6/6, take 7. Maybe I shouldn't have done that. Maybe I just threw away this game. I have no idea. I'm hoping he cracks his treasure to upgrade Sir Wolf, but I mean, with all this trample stuff going on, this could be a problem. I guess I might just have to double block Sir Wolf, and hopefully he just doesn't blow me out. Fall. It's not the best, but it's also not the worst. I'm actually fine with him putting a counter here. Elven Bow, I think I'm fine with that as well. Okay, so now what? He just passes the turn. I think I just decline. Spirit is nice, but I might just want to activate Svella. I think the opponent knows what's up. So is it fine with me attacking with the Bergstrider? I guess I don't hate attacking with the Bergstrider. So then I put a loyalty under Sir Wolf, and I also just attack him with it. And this is 3 snow damage. It is a little bit risky, I have to say, but it could actually be reasonable. Yeah, let's just attack. I guess I only have 7 mana, so never mind. Yeah, can I activate Svella? No. I guess I need to play another. Why does it tap like that? Yeah, I guess it's fine. And, guess I want just an untapped Snow Source, so I can activate Svella and Frostbite. So I think we just say go here. So I could Frostbite this end of turn and just exile all the 2-cost stuff from the opponent. Or the Stalwart Valkyrie, I guess. Okay, that's not too bad. I guess they'll exile the Icy Manlith anyways. And this is every 2 permanent, right? So let's take action. Yup, that's the right play. And then I can swing in. I guess I can't swing the Spirit. He does have an 8/8. But I can make 2 4/4s and double block next turn. So, yeah, just play out land. And then say go. I guess I can also attack and then if he has an Icy Manalith, I can also make an Icy Manalith in response and kill. But then if this does happen, then he gets to exile Seraph, which I don't want. So I think I'll just say go here. Next turn, he just exiles the Spirit, and then when he attacks in response, I can just activate Svella and see what's up. So that was a pretty insane play. And yeah, we'll just play our own Lintworm, I have to imagine, and offer to trade. If he has +4/+4, yeah, we got him. Wow, Jesus, this deck is insane. Yeah, I'm happy about this deck. I finally got a snow deck on my channel, and I think I want to do more snow draft. I'm really loving Kaldheim if you can draft snow in this set. Damn, that was really sweet. So finally, a victory with a snow deck. And yep, let me capture it, and let's do a quick overview. Just basically a multicolor snow deck that's mid-range, but much more in the control archetypes. We're basically just trying to ramp and play off our expensive bombs like Lintworm, Path to the World Tree, Svella activations, Blessing to draw a bunch of cards, and Seraph. So just a fun deck, and the interactions were fine. Blizzard Brawl, Frostbite was pretty good. I guess we had Dragonkin Berserker 2 as a powerful bomb. Tundra Fumarole. Seraph in the last game was pretty awesome because he just managed to exile all of the opponent's enchantments and auras. The opponent, I think, should have been more aggressive, honestly, but he played it a little bit too safe. We got Squash and Bergstrider, so yeah, this was a really fun deck, and I really enjoyed playing it. I don't know how to do an overview of this, honestly. It's just really fun. And I'm gonna have to take a snapshot of this as well. Yep. So if you want to drop the snow decks, just basically pick up any green multicolor powerful bomb and just start from there. Like if you can start with Seraph or Binding of the Old Gods, or even like Waking the Trolls, you can just basically go green and then just go just maybe you can find like a secondary color that's also just a light splash, and just go heavy green and splash the rest of the colors with cards like Glittering Frost, Path to the World Tree, what else? Horizon Seeker, Svella, Shimmerdrift Veil, etc. So there you guys have it, and let's crack some packs. This is like the seventh win video after the Boring Boros draft I did, so nice to showcase the best 2 archetypes in this set. So yep, let's crack some packs. Pack 1, pick 1. Kaldheim. Yeah, I would take Path here. Actually, no, I'll take Epiphany. Epiphany is just a complete total bomb. If it didn't make 2 flyers, it would obviously not be as great, but the fact that it makes 2 flyers just makes it so that you can use those flyers harder offensively to get into final points of damage, or or just use them as blockers. If Epiphany wasn't as pack, I would take Path to the World Tree because, again, the green decks are very fun to build. Struggle for Skemfar, also great common, and if you can slap a Rune of Mortality onto equipment, it's pretty broken. So yeah, all these cards are good, but I would go Rune's Epiphany, Alrun's Epiphany, Path to the World Tree, and then Struggle for Skemfar as my picks. Clarion Spirit is a straight up pick here, almost a mythic uncommon in these white aggressive weenie decks. Definitely a card that I might even consider taking over the best common of this set, Surov's Packmate, since it can just basically get out of hand and just becomes a powerful win condition in and of itself. And usually you don't have to build around this too much because in white decks, your creatures tend to be cheap anyways. So this card is kind of a really one of the best uncommons you can open in the set as well. So there you have it. And third pack. Icebind Pillar, really good in any snow deck, of course. Offensive, defensive usage. Can also tap other opposing artifacts or creatures, so definitely keep that in mind. Another rune, and just a land, Master Scald. And Fall the Imposter, great saga, and it's definitely going to be at its best in a deck that's using Master Scald as a nice 5-drop that can loop this saga over and over. It is quite slow, but definitely very annoying to play against, because not only does the opponent enhance their creature, but they'll eventually just exile your best creature on the battlefield. So yeah, this card is definitely very bonkers. And it's going to be my pick here. Provoke the Troll, pretty filler removal. It's removal if you're kind of desperate, because 4 mana deal 3 is kind of chonky and expensive, but by no means unplayable. The other portion of it where you give your creature +5/+0 could be fine if you have some high toughness creatures and you need to use this as a trick to basically trade up or kill them for lethal. So it has some versatility, but by no means is it a good card. It's kind of funny since one of the red-green realm in this set is trolls, but there's no troll archetype that everyone thought was gonna exist. It's mostly just land destruction, and it can be a green mid-range deck or a green-red aggro deck. Yeah, I would probably take Sculptor first over Frost Augur. Frost Augur is great, but you do need a higher density of snowlands, whereas Sculptor is fine if you have a medium amount of snowlands, and yeah, there's a high chance that Frost Augur wheels if you're one of the only snow drafters at the table, but probably just Sculptor here. This card's a really good 2-drop in the snow control ramp decks. And Dwarven Hammer versus Packmate versus Asika. Yeah, I would take Dwarven Hammer over Asika, and I would take Packmate over Asika. Between these two, it's kind of interesting. I think, again, the red-white aggro deck is tier 1, so might be leaning towards the Dwarven Hammer since it's just a pretty messed up card. It can basically turn any 1/1 token into a major threat in the late game, and it also makes a dwarf token. The funny thing is you can also splash this, unlike the Black Helm and the other equipment, since it's only single red and 4 generic. So it's kind of interesting to note. Packmate is one of the best. It's probably is the best common in the set, and should have been an uncommon, honestly, just like Dwarven Hammer. Both of these cards are good, but I think in the long run, the Hammer is just better. And if I was in a real-life serious draft situation, yeah, I would take Hammer over Packmate, since forcing red aggro is usually just a game-winning strategy in this set. But the green multi-card decks are definitely really fun and strong too, if it comes together, but you'll be fighting against the other decks that are trying to do the whole multicolor thing. I guess it really depends on your pod. If more people wants to force red aggro, you take the Packmate. If more people want to draft the multicolor shenanigans deck, you take the Dwarven Hammer. But I think red-white aggro has been slightly a little stronger than the green multicolor decks, but the green multicolor decks are also very strong. And Asika can also be powerful if you can play the Prismatic Bridge portion and also find a blocker in a Mana Dork, so not a bad card, honestly, but wouldn't take over Packmate or Dwarven Hammer. And there you guys have it. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. Maybe do one more Kaldheim and draft another green snow deck, since I had a lot of fun with this one. And yeah. Thank you guys for watching, and hope you guys enjoy the content. See you guys.